All right, so you can see in the past 30 days, we've had 500,000 impressions. We've reached a total audience of over 137,000. We've had almost 25,000 engagements. In this video, I'm excited to show you guys different SEO tips that you can apply to your Pinterest account. So what is SEO? It stands for search engine optimization. So on a typical search engine optimization platform like Google, you'd be optimizing your content for Google. In the case of Pinterest, we're trying to optimize our content for the Pinterest algorithm. So when somebody comes here and they type in, fashion trends as one of their search topics, and they hit the search bar, up pops a bunch of different pins in the search feed. Same can be said if we were to type in, blogging tips. We would type blogging tips in, and all of a sudden a bunch of articles would come up about how to be a better blogger in 2020. So these different pins that are ranking at the very top of the search results here, these are going to be the ones that get clicked on the most. They're the ones that show up first. A lot of people aren't going to sit here and scroll for days and days and days down the page. Instead, what we're naturally going to do is we're going to look up here at the very top of the page and look at those results first. So the 10 best blogging tools, 7 things I would do differently in 2020. Do not start a blog until you read these harsh truths. The ultimate guide to SEO, selling online. All right, so these are 5 pins that are going to get a lot of clicks, a lot of traffic, because they're ranking at the very top for this term, blogging tips. So if we type in, we could type in SEO tips to give you another example. So if you want to learn more about SEO, just go on to Pinterest, type in SEO tips, and you're going to get a bunch of helpful articles that show up here that you can click on to read. So anytime you just click on the little link down here, it's going to open you up to that website, to that blog article for that page. So that's the goal you're probably trying to do with your Pinterest content. So if we go back here to my profile, as a blogger running a golf blog, I'm using Pinterest to put out my blog articles onto this platform by uploading these vertical style pins. So we can go over here to our pins tab in our profile page. You can see all these different pins that I've been uploading, and these are blog post titles. So golf irons reviewed, golf swing monitors, golf shoes, driving range tips for beginners, 10 best golf exercises. So these are different articles I've linked out to. We can hover the link here and it'll open up the page on my website. And then as we put them out onto Pinterest, we're getting eyes on them, 1.1 views. We're getting some saves, so 1 save here, 3 saves here, save here, and then we've got how many clicks, or how many people clicked the link and went to my website. So 16, 40, 8, 2. All right, so that's how we're using Pinterest to grow traffic to our website so we can get more email subscribers, or just get more, sales in general if we're running like a sales website or an e-commerce store. So upload pins to Pinterest, get traffic to your website. That's pretty simple, but how do you get those pins actually seen? How do you get these views? How do you get these clicks? Well, that's where we talk about Pinterest SEO tips. So here, starting out on your profile, a few things you can do is start off by giving your profile name some keywords that would relate to the niche you're in, or just use your business name if you'd like to just keep it straightforward. If you have a personal account, consider setting up a separate Pinterest business account, or convert your personal account to a business account. All right, so here I am in the golf niche, so my account name is Golf Practice Guides. Now this happens to just be my brand name. I've got my website, golfpracticeguides.com. But if I didn't have this brand name, I might have a business profile name that might say golf tips for beginners, or golf swing tips, something golf related still, so that I could tell Pinterest right away based on my profile name what my page is going to be about. Same with the bio. Your bio can also tell Pinterest what your page is about. So here I just highlight some information about my website, my online community. I've got the word golfers in there and the word golfer. So again, that helps tell Pinterest my profile is related to golf. Same with my website URL. It happens to have the word golf in it as well. And I've verified my website with Pinterest, meaning I've uploaded some code into my website. So when Pinterest did their verification, they found that code and they could verify that I actually own the website, that it actually is mine. I'm not just linking to some website that isn't mine. So that's what verified means. So start off with those three things. Get your website or your Pinterest profile titled. Try to use some words related to your niche. Maybe you use your business name. So I could have done, Nick Foy Golf or Golf Practice Guides, one of those. And then I could put a little slash or a little bracket. And then you could put some other keywords like tips for golfers or tips for beginners, that sort of thing. So if your business name doesn't necessarily have words in it already that relate to what niche you're in, so if you're in the fitness niche and your business doesn't use the word fitness or exercise or workout, you could still put your business name and then you could put fitness tips off to the side of it. So you could have like a little divider line and then fitness tips. Same with your bio and your website. Add those. Next, what we're going to do to help with our SEO is we're going to name our boards different topics in our niche so that Pinterest can read the board names and the board descriptions and understand what our profile is about, what kind of content we like to typically share and save with our followers. And that's how Pinterest will help decide how to promote our content to the right audience. So starting off with my boards, you can see I've got my blog board here with all my blog pins. So anytime I create a new blog post, I create a new pin for it and I upload that pin to the blog board. So if anybody wants to just go here, they can look at all my different articles under one board. Pretty simple. Then we've got other boards called golf practice plans, golf swing tips, putting tips, chipping tips, tips for beginners, golf practice tips, short game tips. So I cover a different board for different topics in the space of golf, but collectively it all relates to golf. And so again, Pinterest gets a good understanding what my profile is about right now. And that's why when I publish new pins, they start showing up for different golf search terms that people are typing into the search bar up here, as Pinterest now understands that my content should be promoted to golfers, as that's what it would relate to. Now, let's talk about the board description. So let me go in here to one of these examples, golf swing tips. We're going to click into the board here, and you're going to see the board name up top here. We use keywords that people are going to be searching. So if somebody searches golf swing tips, that's going to help these different pins that are inside of this board show up for that search term, as well as my board itself. You can also search directly for boards. So people can come here and change the filter to only boards or only pins or only people. All right, now the description for the board also uses different keywords. So I use the word golf swing here. We use golf swing tips, and then we use driver, we use practice drills, we use golf swing again. So just try out different keywords in your board description to help Pinterest better understand what your board is about. They're going to look at the title of the board, they're going to look at the description of the board, and then they're also going to look at the different pins that you're uploading to that board. So same thing can be said again with our pins. When we click into one of these pins, you can give the pin a title, you can give the pin a description, and they're going to look at what link you're linking out to. So if you're linking out to a golf website, that's going to tell Pinterest that this pin is about golf. Same with I used golf in my title, I used golf in my pin description. So I'm overloading the system with golf, golf, golf everywhere. It's in my profile, it's in my boards, and it's in my pins. So all three different layers, I use the word golf and the different titles and different descriptions, the different URLs. And so collectively, I think Pinterest has a good sense that my content is golf content. All right, so that's what you need to do to get started with your Pinterest SEO, is really just optimize your content. Every time you upload a new pin, if you're in the fitness niche, you would put fitness keywords in the pin title as well as the pin description, and you would hopefully link it out to your fitness website if you're trying to drive traffic back to your website. Then you would save that pin to the proper board. So if it happens to be ab exercises, you would add it to the ab exercise board. So you could have a board called ab exercises with a description that says, hey, this board is all about showing you the best ab workouts and exercises you can do to get a flat stomach and build six-pack abs. So you could just give, a nice little description to go with the board title so that Pinterest knows that board is about abs and that pin relates to it. So you would pin it to that board. And then out on your actual profile, again, you would make sure that you used a fitness related title for your profile, as well as a description or a biography section that includes some fitness words in it as well. So start there with optimizing your pins, your boards, your profile. What you can do next is try to boost your pins and get them more exposure. So you can pay for Pinterest to run ads by going here to the ads tab, and you can boost pins for $5, $10, trying to get them some initial reach, some initial saves and clicks. And once you get that initial engagement, if it's positive engagement, you get a high rate of engagement, it's going to help start building the power or the credibility of that pin. So let me just go into some of my top performing pins here, for example. So we're going to go to analytics. I'm going to go to overview. All right, so you can see in the past 30 days, we've had 500,000 impressions. We've reached a total audience of over 137,000. We've had almost 25,000 engagements, and we have an engaged audience score of almost 11,000. So those are pretty powerful numbers. Again, they're not the biggest numbers. I'm not on my Pinterest account that much. It's pretty passive, pretty automated, because I use a software called Tailwind, which I'll link to below, that automatically pins things for me to save me a lot of time. So I don't get on Pinterest a lot. I don't do a whole lot these days with it, but it is still a big source of traffic for my website, in addition to Google, which I have started ranking lots of articles in Google using similar SEO strategies. Now, with Pinterest, you can come and look at your different analytics. We can also see our top boards. We can see our top pins as well. So we can see some of these pins that are getting thousands of impressions every month. And what that does is that helps them rank higher in the organic search results. So when we come back here and somebody was typing in golf swing tips, my pins are going to naturally just rank higher near the top. So here's one of golf practice guides right here. It says how to fix a crappy golf swing fast. So this is one of my pins that's showing up for the term golf swing tips at the very top of the page. So that's first in the search results there, so that people can see it quickly and they don't have to scroll very far. But as they start scrolling down, here's another one, how to build an inside out swing path. And you can see my pins sort of stick out as well. One of the things you can do to help boost engagement and get your pins ranking higher is use big eye-popping designs and colors. So you look at all these and they're kind of just grays and blacks and dark shades. And then you see this big orange one just popping out here, and that just draws your eye to it. All right, so my next SEO tip, I guess, would be on the design side. You want to make sure you're using colorful, catchy looking images that are going to draw people's eyes to your pin, get them to click on it, open it up, and read about it. And then if they really want to learn more, they'll click through to your website. And that's how you're going to end up telling Pinterest, hey, this pin is important. Lots of people are clicking on it. Lots of people are sharing it. It must be important. So let's go ahead and start ranking this pin higher in the search results for these different search phrases that it relates to. So that's how you're going to move your pins from a brand new pin that you just published that's getting like no engagement. You're going to go out and get some initial engagement using ads if you have a small brand new account. If you already have an established account, like in my case, anytime I publish new pins, they automatically kind of get the benefit of the doubt from Pinterest. They kind of get that ranking juice automatically because I have that credibility built up with Pinterest that it's quality content. But if you're a new account, you got to build some of that initial momentum. And the quickest way to do it is maybe to spend some money on ads to get your pins seen, get some initial engagement to them. And once they get that engagement, that's going to tell Pinterest they're important, and Pinterest will start ranking them higher and higher up the feed for you. So you can come back here each week, check different terms, check different phrases in your niche that you think people are searching, and see how far down you have to scroll before you start seeing some of your different pins. So I've shown you already 2 or 3 of mine. Here's another one, driving range routine, 12 best practice tips. So these are a couple more of mine that are ranking for golf swing tips. So as you can see, I've got multiple pins ranking for one term, so I have multiple chances of getting found. So that's one of the other things. You can create lots of content on your website and make sure you're pinning all of that content over onto Pinterest, and it's going to give you more opportunities, because every piece of content, every pin that you put out onto Pinterest is a new opportunity to get links and traffic to your website. So just look at each pin as its own individual traffic source. One pin could get you 100 clicks, or you could have 100 pins out there getting you, 5 clicks each, and that could be 500 clicks collectively combined. So the more pins you put out, the more chances you have of getting clicks and the more traffic you can get to your website. All right, so that's all I've really got for you guys today. I want to keep this short and keep it simple, give you some basic steps to start with. We can go more advanced in part 2 of this SEO tutorial series. But part 1 is start off just optimizing your profile, get your profile name correct, get your bio dialed in, get a website up and get it verified to your blog so you can start driving people through your profile to your website when they click the link in your bio. Then start with your activity. Come down here and start creating boards that have relevant titles and descriptions. And then you can save different pins to those boards that relate most. Same with when you upload your pins, make sure you're using the correct keyworded title and description for that pin as well, so that you can give Pinterest lots of cues on what your content is about based on your pin description, pin title, as well as what board you're saving that pin to and your overall profile theme. So start there with optimizing your profile. Over time, you can start working on your engagement, which we'll go more into, which you can get engagement by sharing your pins on other social media platforms. You can get people on your website to click through and save your pins on your Pinterest account. You can blast your pins out to an email list and try to get some initial engagement, or you can just go straight to the Pinterest platform itself and run ads to get those pins some initial engagement. As your pins start getting lots of clicks, lots of shares, you're going to start boosting them up the ranking feed. You're going to notice in the search feeds, they're going to start going higher and higher as Pinterest starts to build trust that you're putting out quality content based on the engagement factors. Seeing that lots of people are clicking on your content, that tells Pinterest that your content is important. So start with these tips, and we're going to go more advanced in part 2. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you get alerted when we upload the next Pinterest training videos. Thank you.